wait for everybody to get on. How's everybody doing? What am I doing here? I'm gonna work on some extra goodies. I'm gonna let everybody get on here. Hello. How are y'all doing? Hey Debbie, how are you? What am I doing? Working on, I did this the other night and I thought, you know, this thing needs a little help. So I'm fixing to help it out here. Hey Joyce, how are you doing? So good to see you. I am, well, right now I'm cutting all this up. Okay, so you know I had done, I think it was Monday night, this round, hey y'all, scarecrow door hanger. So I'm gonna give it a little decoration tonight. How's everybody doing? Hope you are doing good. I am doing something a little different. We are gonna do the Boo Ghost, I promise. Gonna do something a little different first. So I went to Hobby Lobby and got some fall, I think it was 40 or 50% off, I can't remember. So I got some of this, and this is something I painted Monday night, I think in the Academy. I'll put it this way so you guys can see it, right? So what am I gonna do? This is actually a door hanger, but I made it into a, I guess like a table sitter, you would say. Hold on just a second, I want to see if y'all can see that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and I really liked how it turned out. I did it Monday on the Academy, but then I kind of decided, I don't think I did the hair or the hay. I went ahead and did that today, added that in there. And I went to Hobby Lobby, and I got some little, I guess you would call these, not greenery because it's for fall, but something like that. Because I think it needs a little decoration. So what I'm gonna do, between the hot glue and the staples, I'm just gonna put some of this down here, kind of cover up that black thing I have, the black board. I don't mind the black board per se, but I just thought the whole thing needed a little help. So, how are you doing, Pam? Hey, Con. We're just gonna put a little bit in here. I'm gonna lay this down like so. There we go. Having a little hard time getting at the right angle where I think y'all can see too. So I'm gonna put some staples in here, and I'm just gonna kind of make it go down like so. I'm not gonna put a whole lot on here, but just enough to give it a little bit of decoration. So I can slide that one in there. Gonna put a little decoration right there. And I'm just using a regular, I guess, industrial size staple gun. I don't have twinkle lights, but I do have some lights. I'm gonna put those on here in a minute. I'm trying to staple these down to where I can make them go. There we go. There we go. You do it this way. Okay. So I don't want a whole lot on there. Just a little to kind of jazz it up. Give it some personality. I found these lights. Where did I find these? Oh, they were out in the shop. So let's turn these lights on. What? Now, I don't know, honestly, y'all, if these lights are going to work. I kind of like the idea that they're orange, but they might be a little bit large. Yeah, I think they're a little too large. So what I might try to do, and my green, this part is not long enough. This part needs to come over here behind. So what I'll do, I'll put it on another live. I'll go ahead and cut a bigger one. And I'll wrap it behind here where you can't see this. But I do like the orange lights. My lights are too big right here. But you can see anything that you can do in terms of a painted piece, you can always come back and add a little bit of what I would call personality. I wouldn't do a whole lot more of this guy, but I like the way he turned out, especially with the teal that I did here and the sky blue, kind of give it something other than your traditional fall colors. And all I did was cut off the bottom. Well, I didn't. I had, yes, Kimberly, you're right, I need some small twinkle lights. I had my son cut off the bottom, and then he just got a 2x4 and cut a groove in there and then glued that in there. So that's kind of how it is on the back. And this is kind of heavy, so this is what makes it stand up, okay? So, but that's what I did on Monday, and I just added this tonight so y'all could see it because I didn't get to that part on Monday. So I hope y'all are having a good day. So far it's been pretty good for me. But I love fall, and I went to Hobby Lobby and I saw these and I thought, oh yes, I gotta have that. So that's what that door hanger looks like. All right, let me get started on the boo here in just a second. Let me set this aside. I'm gonna do a little bit of boo. So I was gonna do the boo letters, but there's really no need to, because these are the boo letters. I had to do a little drawing right here, so I'm gonna have to, where's my pencil? I need to erase that. Hold on a second, let me get my pencil. The CNC didn't go quite deep enough, so I took this one and used it for myself, so I had to draw a little bit of stuff on here. So, okay. So what I did on this guy is yeah, it did turn out cute. I did 2 coats of white on the ghost, and then I did 2 coats of the number 16 light orange, and then I let that dry. And then of course this is the number 20 red. You got your black, and this is that light yellow. I think it's number 16. And I'm going to do some shading in here, some shading up here, and some outlining, okay? All right, so let's do, I'm going to get a flat tip brush. I'm going to get a little bigger brush than what I use a lot of times, because this is a little bit bigger piece. And I got a little bit of water in this brush, and that's a good thing. Don't want too much, but I need a little bit. And I'm going to put a little bit of water in this paint. So today's been a pretty good day for me. Got a lot of stuff done. And I did a Zoom call today. I think I actually had 2 of them, and somebody said, I said, well, we could do it a week from today, next Monday. And they're like, no, Mary, a week from today is next Wednesday. I was like, what? Are you serious? So I look over there, I'm looking at the calendar. I don't know where my days went. So I've got my number 17 shading orange, I think. And I've got this, and I have a little bit of water in here. To me, if you have a little bit of water in your brush, now if you have a lot of water in your brush and it's dripping down, that's too much. You don't want that. But I have a little water in here because to me, if you have a little water, it makes this paint go a little further, and it thins that paint out a little bit and gives you a better shade. So I just start up here, and I'm kind of pressing down kind of hard when I get there, and you can see I'm losing it because I don't have as much paint. So somehow, I'm not sure, y'all, I lost a whole 2 days today, according to the folks I was talking to on the Zoom meeting today. They're like, Mary, really? I was like, well, somehow I don't know where my day went, or days went. And so I'm just kind of taking that brush and just doing my shading. And again, you can tell I have some water in this brush, and that's good because that's kind of thinning that shading out. And I'm just going to do some what I call swipes or swoops, if you will. And So today's Wednesday, so we only have 2 more days, you guys, and then it's the weekend. There we go. And then I'll kind of just take, and notice I keep dipping in on this corner, and I'm just going to kind of come up here, like so. And I'll do this, and I'll do that. And that's really all the shading that I want on there. I don't need a whole lot more than that. I'm going to do shading on the yellow, but that's about it on the orange, and I'll come back and do some highlighting. So I'll come over here, and I'm going to bear down on that brush when I get down here because I'm losing my paint. And I will go ahead and put this orange around the eyeball. And I'll come like so and kind of go up. And then I'll go over here. Now can y'all see that? Trying to get it to where y'all can see everything I'm doing because that's kind of the point. Like so. And come up here. Like that. Like that. Okay. So I've got my orange on there. Now that's kind of a wide brush for the yellow. So I'm going to change and get a smaller brush. And I'm going to use that shading yellow, and this is a number 12. And I'm just going to dip that paint in there. The paint's kind of drying out, so I'm going to put a couple of drops of the shading yellow in there. So, hey Janet, how are you doing? Good to see you. We are just kind of rocking and rolling, moving along. It's August, it's hot as heck outside. I think everybody's, everywhere I look, everybody's all talking about pumpkins because I think we like to talk about pumpkins because then it makes us feel like, oh, okay, maybe fall will be on the way. Maybe cooler weather will be on the way. Yeah, I always say this, but I'll probably say it 1,000 more times. If you can kind of just hang in there till you get the hang of shading, you're good to go. I know that can be daunting though, because anytime you're trying to learn something new, it's not easy. Hey Sherry, how are you doing? Hi Carla, so good y'all could join us. I'm doing a Boo ghost. I call him a Boo ghost. He's got a ghost behind the letters Boo. B-O-O, and I am right now just using a shade or flat tip brush. Sometimes this brush is called a flat tip brush. Sometimes I've heard it called a wash, W-A-S-H, a wash brush. What else have I heard it called? And then I'm going to do this right on the side over here. About like that. Notice I'm not going to bring my shading yellow on this line. I don't want to do that. This is kind of covering that guy, that's why. Okay, so let's go do some shading on our ghost. Typically, my go-to shading on ghost is the same thing as I would do on a Santa beard or a Santa suit, is the, I think we call it the beard blue, so let's see if I can find it. Alright. Hi Missy, how are you? Alright, learning this new CNC and shading. Okay, so Missy, I think you're the girl that I talked to about, you got a 4x4 CNC, right? And you were having trouble. And we talked about you maybe reaching out to Chris. Hope that's you. I think that's you. I'm hoping that you got some help with that. I talked to you about that, and I just felt for you because we've been there. Unfortunately, we have been there. getting a machine and learning to use a machine are two very, very different things, unfortunately. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get this is a number 20 flat tip brush. So you see that, right? This is a number 20. So I am just putting this in here, and I'm kind of giving it a wide shade here just because I like that. Doesn't mean that's what you have to do. And honestly, I think this paint that I have is a little bit lighter than Beard Blue is. Ashley, you want to check me on that if you're watching me? I don't know what I have here. I don't think it's Beard Blue, but I think it's too light. But anyway, I'm going with it. Okay, so I'm just kind of putting some blue around here. And what I would do is kind of come in here, and then later on I'll outline that mouth. Okay. There's really not a whole lot to this guy. He's pretty simple, really, because there's not a whole lot of detail on him. Yeah, maybe you're right, Ashley. Ashley's saying this looks like light blue. Well, I got a blue on there. What can I tell you? Yep, that's me, she says. I'm feeling a little better, but a long way to go. I'm learning shading, so when I get going, I will. Let me see if I see your comment, Missy. Yes, be a shading master. You know, Missy, if you can hang out, I just was saying this earlier, you might have heard it. If you can hang out and keep going and keep learning the shading, if you can do the shading, then you can do everything you need to do. I always say kind of what we do is straight color book painting, which would be base coating, basically. Then with highlights and outlining and maybe a little blending sometimes, but if you can hang out and make sure you do the shading and you do master that script liner for the outlining, then you're good to go. Hey Brandy, how are you? Your paint is so flawless. Love, love, love to watch. Thank you so much, Brandy. You know, it's kind of weird that you say that because, and I think I was even sharing this, Missy and I had a conversation on the phone because she was really struggling trying to figure out how to learn her CNC, and I was trying to give her some direction. Not that I know how to do a CNC, I don't, but my daughter does and my son does, and I've been down the road just watching them. But yeah, I feel totally in control when it comes to a brush and yard art and painting. But let me assure you, sit me in front of a computer and try to teach me something digitally that I've never done before, although I'm learning. I don't feel flawless. I feel very like, what the heck is going on? I'm trying to learn something new. So yeah, you might see me in front of the camera with the brush in my hand acting like I know what I'm doing, because I do know what I'm doing when it comes to having a brush in my hand, but not necessarily the mouse of a computer in my hand do I know what I'm doing. I'm learning. I don't let that stop me. You know, if I don't know, I just try to keep going till I find somebody who knows. And Missy, that's kind of what I was encouraging you. You don't know right now what you're doing, so I know you have to feel sometimes a panic and like, what the heck, and what have I got myself into, and oh my goodness, and you know, all those negative things. But you know, if you stop and you quit and you don't keep pushing forward, then this time next year you'll still be in the same place that you're in right now. So when I'm trying to learn something new digitally, I keep telling myself, hey, I'm not going to quit. There's, you know, 20 people around me who can do it flawless, but I can't. But I can learn, and I know you'll get that too, Brandy, with the brush. And Missy, you just keep going on your CNC and keep trying to find somebody. In fact, today I was trying to find somebody who could come help me on Photoshop. I don't know Photoshop. I work in Illustrator. I know Illustrator, but I don't know Photoshop. So I've got to learn Photoshop now. All right, enough of me getting off on my little tirade there, like y'all needed to hear all that. But hey, you know. So I'm putting, you can kind of see I'm doing this black, and I'm not feeling how thick it is. So I keep putting water in here. And for those of you that watch me a lot, if anything, you probably have realized that I put a lot of water in stuff. Hi Debbie, how are you? So glad you could join us. We're doing the Boo Ghost. I am thinning down this black paint a little bit. And I'm gonna pick up my trusty script liner, which is just a brush that's real thin for outlining. I was gonna tell y'all what size this is. This looks like a number 4, but who knows? So I'm gonna go ahead and work on my eyes a little bit. For whatever reason, I always tend to put pretty large eyes on anything I do. It's just what I always kind of like, the eyes. You know, that's the focal point of the face, so to speak. And then I think this, yeah, the CNC even put your little eyelashes right here for you, so you don't have to guess. And I'm just kind of taking that brush and laying it down and picking it up. Laying it down and picking it up. Need a little more paint on here. And then I've got my little eyebrows right here. Got that. And I'm going to do just a little bit of a nose, not much. And I'm going to outline this mouth. Not a whole lot there, okay? Now I'm gonna wash out my brush. I've got some water over here. I don't think y'all can see it. And then just what I've always liked, it doesn't mean you have to do it, but on my ghost, I tend to do the two-tone, what I call the two-tone blue. This is your light blue or your beard blue, and then this is the navy. So I'll shade in one color of blue, and I'll outline in another. You can, Debbie. You can paint. It's a teachable skill, a learnable skill. Yes, it's a teachable and learnable skill. That's what we focus on right here. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And I'm just kind of coming around here. In fact, we've got a little pumpkin challenge coming up. You're going to see it on the news feed. I'm going to challenge some of you who are not painting yet to pick up the pumpkin from us. Follow me for 3 days. You're going to do a pumpkin. I'm going to show you any and everything you ever needed to know to do that pumpkin. That'll be coming up pretty quick like. It's called the pumpkin challenge. So I'm just kind of coming around here, going like that, just kind of covering that up a little bit. My paint's not quite dry, but that's okay. And sometimes I'll even come in here and just kind of lightly do this, just to give it a little bit of a accent there. And really, as far as my ghost, as far as that part, his hand, I'm good to go. There's nothing else that needs to be done. So, all right, let's see. It is easy, I promise you. Hey, Sandy, how are you? I was just saying it is easy if you just keep after it. Now, get me in front of the computer, that might not be so easy if I have to do any computer work, although I'm learning, y'all. All right, so I've got this, and I'm going to kind of follow up there like that, and I'll bring my brush in like so. And I'm just taking this script liner, dipping it in the paint, and just, I would say too, when I'm script linering or when I'm doing this, I think sometimes when people paint, they try to act like the brush is a pencil in their hand, you know, because we all write with a writing utensil. But really, especially something this big, all the motion is in the shoulder and the elbow. This is what I'm moving, right? I'm moving this part of my body. I'm not moving my fingers or my wrists. I'm moving my arm and my elbow. Hey, Cheryl, how are you doing? Cheryl is my sister-in-law. And she and I, well, I was going to say we've known each other a long time, but yeah. Her mom, my mother-in-law, who passed away in 2006, was such an awesome painter. And way much more so than me. And I really, really think about her sometimes. And I really wish she was, obviously, I wish she was here. Especially, not really to see me painting so much, but I know she would love to see Ashley paint, her granddaughter. She'd get a kick out of that. So, lots and lots of practice. Ooh, child, you know that's right, Ashley. Lots of practice. So I've just got that script liner, and I'm just kind of laying it down right there on that CNC line. So there's really no guessing as far as your pattern. The CNC has done the work for you, okay? And I'm just putting a little bit of a accent right around that perimeter, just kind of dragging that paint. And you'll see there's not much to this guy. He's almost done as far as the ghost part. We do have to outline the boo letters, but that's not going to take us any time. So I'm just bringing that brush here, kind of coming down like so. And my ghost, he's done. Now let's work on the boo letters. So the thing about color is, and really it's kind of personal preference, but I tend to go with like the light orange, medium orange, and I'm going to highlight or outline in the red orange. Okay, so then I have 3 different oranges down on my boo letters. There's no question that we've got a color palette of Halloween going on. So that's cool. That's what I like to do. Doesn't mean that's the only way. There's a lot of people I see online painting pumpkins that are tan and teal and stuff like that, and I think they look good. But every time I try to do it, I don't have enough confidence or something. I always think they look gaudy. But then when I see other ladies do it, I think, man, that looks good, you know? So I just tend to go, I guess, a little more traditional. It takes me days to do what she does in 30 minutes. It's like, I hear you. All right, so I'm taking this script liner and I'm just bouncing it there on that bottom. Trying to get a really good, you see, good coat of paint there on my script liner. And I'm just going where that CNC has etched that line. And then I'll bring that and I'll lightly come and go around it like this. And wherever I have those other accent swishes, I'll do that. So I'm gonna come up here like so. Kind of do that, and I'm just going to go a little bit around here. I'm not going to try to cover all that up since I have such a blue thing, a big blue line there. I'm just going to kind of come do it a little bit here, okay? And then I'm going to go like so. Like that. Like that. And I'm just going around where that CNC has created my pattern. And again, notice I'm moving my shoulder and my elbow. I'm not moving my fingers or my wrist too much. Okay, do like that. I'll put a little bit up here. Now I'm gonna outline this eye with my red-orange color. I think this is number 19 on our color palette. And I'm going to do this eyeball too. I like to put quite a bit of paint on there to get it to cover that black. Okay, and I'd probably just do this. Come down on the outside there. Take this and just lightly touching it. I'm not putting any pressure on there at all. All right. I'm going to put some more paint on here. Yeah, those of you joining us, we're in Pearland. If you're local, come by and see us in Pearland. If not, we have an e-commerce, we have a website, yardartrus.com. So you can see all this on the website. I'm turning this around, but hopefully y'all can get a better view. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm just going where that CNC has my line. And then while I've got this out, this brush, I'm just going to kind of go around here a little bit, kind of up and down. Just doing a little bit of an accent here. And this guy is almost done. He's ready for some white. White is what I usually end up with. Hi Carla, how are you? Love it. He's so cute. Hey Carla, thank you so much. You guys, y'all are so awesome to me. I can't tell you what it's like to hear affirmation, you know, positive words, things like that. I think especially nowadays the world seems kind of like everybody's focused on the negative, and when you hear people giving compliments, especially, you know, about my work, it is just so amazing because when it, like I was saying earlier, if it's painting, I feel very confident about that, but there's so many other things, y'all, that not so much, not so much confidence. So to hear you guys say that is really awesome. So I've got some paint in here. I just squirted a little bit of white paint, and we use these 2-ounce cups a lot. You can get them at Sam's, I think, or probably a restaurant supply. And I have my white paint in here, and I've thinned it down. These are little taste tester spoons that we get at the restaurant supply. And I put a lot of water in that white paint. Okay, so thank you so much for that, Carla. Love hearing that. I'm just basically, now, how to decide where to put the white? You put the white where there's no other outline or shading color, if that makes sense. So notice I'm not going to put the white on top of the shading yellow. I'm not going to put the white on the shading orange or the outline orange. I'm going to put the white where that base coat light number 16 orange is. And I'm just kind of going to just doing a very light pressure. Not a lot of pressure on here at all. I'll give him a little bit of an eye. Here we go. Gotta have a little bit of an eye. Let me scoot this over. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see. There we go. Okay. So there's a lot of paint on here. This thing is really wet. I don't know if y'all can see it. Okay. And I'm going to put some white inside my yellow in the letter B. And I'm going to put some white over here. And again, not much pressure. Just barely any pressure on there. But definitely, those of you, if you're not started painting yet, I want to encourage you to continue, pick up that paintbrush. Check it, we go live all the time. Come check us out. We're gonna walk you through it. Put a little bit of white here. Now, this guy, he's got black right here, but we've got a little bit of space, and I always make sure I put a dot in here, because to me, that's what makes that eye come alive. And I'm just setting the brush there and just kind of moving it a little bit. Not a lot, there's a lot of paint there. So, and also notice a lot of times if I'm trying to be real precise, I'll take my pinky, and my pinky will anchor my whole hand. My mother-in-law taught me that. I have my pinky right here, and that anchors this hand and keeps that hand from shaking or moving around the way you don't want it to move. So I'm gonna lay my script liner, and I'm just gonna lay it right here, and I'm just gonna move it a little bit. It's kind of a slight, not a lot of motion. Just till I get that eye, the white in there the way I want it. Okay? Y'all, I can't believe it's 7:40 and I'm done. So take a look at this guy. I'm gonna put him back here so you can see. I base coated him. I put 2 coats of white on here and 2 coats of light orange on here. I let that dry. Then I put my light yellow and my black right here, my red and my black. I let that dry. And then I just started shading. I shaded using number 17 orange, and I outlined using the red orange, which I think is number 19. Here's your shading yellow. That's really, I used light, I think I used light blue. I really can't, I'm kind of confused to tell you the truth. Ashley says this is light blue. But if you have beard blue, that's super cool too. Because I think that's what I normally use, but somehow I got confused. I shaded the beard blue, and I used the navy, and I did my outline. And there he is. There's not a lot to him. So I want to show y'all, this is it, and I'm going to show you, for those of you that just signed on, I started with this. I painted this Monday night in the painters in the academy. He's actually supposed to be a door hanger, but I don't have a driveway to my front door, which that's a whole nother story. But anyway, the brush that I just used, Missy, is called a script liner. You can, typically we have them in 2 sizes, a number 4 and a number 6. We use the 4 the most because it's the smaller one. Hey Dawn, how are you? Yeah, we have lots of videos that you guys can watch. But anyway, Missy, it's a number 4 and a number 6 script liner brush. 4 is the smaller one, 6 is the bigger one. I use 4 most of the time, but there are things that a number 6 is good for. So I did this in the academy, and then tonight I just kind of put a little bit of the foliage down here on this guy. I wanted to put some orange lights, but my lights that I had were too big. But this we sell as a door hanger, and it's just a circle up door hanger is how we sell it. I cut off the bottom and stuck it inside a piece of 2x4. I just cut a piece of blade's worth cut right there and put that in the 2x4 because I don't have a traditional front door, so I'm not going to put this on my front door. It's going to sit as a table sitter in my dining room. So that's what I did with the little scarecrow guy. I think he turned out cute. That's kind of what I showed everybody in the beginning, how I just stapled that on. But this is the door hanger one, so if you're interested in door hangers. So the scarecrow hay hair turned out really good. Yes, in fact, I think it was Missy just asking, what brush did you use? I want to show y'all. The brush that I used on that scarecrow hair is your script liner, which is this one. Can y'all see it? There we go. Put it up there. Okay. Script liner brush. This is a number 4 because it's the smaller one. But we use a number 6 sometimes. But I used a number 4 script liner, and I just sat here and just took that brush and just kind of just sit here and flick it. Kind of touch it down, go down, come back up, over and over and over and over and over and over. I started with the yellow on the bottom, the light yellow, then I went to the shading yellow, and then I put a little bit of shading brown on top. But that's how I did the scarecrow hair. Dawn says, good, got my stuff today. Oh, good, Dawn, awesome, awesome. And Sandy, how are you? Oh, she says, I love the scarecrow. Who doesn't love a scarecrow? You have to love a scarecrow. I think part of the reason we love scarecrows is because it's the fall and we need some cooler weather. So glad you guys could join us. Ashley will be with y'all tomorrow night. She is actually, let me look at my trusty little calendar. So today's the 12th. I did the boo, or the ghost behind the boo. I didn't do the boo letters because the boo letters were inside the ghost pattern. But Ashley will be here tomorrow night. She's doing the candy witch hat at 7 o'clock. And she'll be doing all kinds of stuff tomorrow night, showing y'all how to paint that. And I'm so happy that you guys could join us. I'm so glad that y'all like what we're doing. And I hope you have a good evening. And hopefully we'll see you here tomorrow. And you can watch Ashley do her thing Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Hope y'all have a good one. Thank you. Bye.